station for women and their families. How are you all doing? How is your Tuesday starting up? I hope that we have resumed work well. Oh. For those that have not resumed, what are you still waiting for? If they have not do like that, if have do, come and go to work and earn yourself some money. Okay, so yes, of course, this is the program Her Lens right here on Women Radio. And Her Lens is a program where we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. And with me this morning is Olufumi J. Hi, Fumi, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I was looking for the unmute button. How are you this morning? Good morning again, because we've seen already.
Yeah, we have. And like I said earlier, seeing your face now just reminded me that I've not. But no, I shall made a tiny step. I made some calls this morning to find out what direction to go, how to go about it. So yeah, I think that's the right direction. You know what they say, little helps make an ocean. So we get there. We'll get there. All right, Miriam, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Fomi. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? It's good to see you.
It's good to see
you. I watched you guys on the newspaper review this morning.
Okay.
And I saw Rose saying she was going to hide from you for me. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Well, let's see. Can I actually even do that? Can I hide Fumi? Fumi will chase me to the deepest holes to bring me out.
God, I beg.
All right, so yeah, this are the crew that we have this morning on Her Lens, and we have a couple of things to talk about this morning, of course. So yeah, you can do what to watch us live on YouTube at WFM 917. Do what to follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, and of course, which I've mentioned, YouTube already at WFM 917. And of course, feel free to send in WhatsApp messages, text messages to 07031756537 or 08155917917. All right, as we head along to discuss some of the issues we have this morning. So this particular one that we'll start off with this morning, we were supposed to touch on it on newspaper review, but we couldn't actually get on it. And this has to do with Edo State University. So Ambrose Ali University, which is the Edo State University, has disowned students over a protest against incessant kidnapping. Now, that's to show you that kidnapping is no longer happening very far away from us. Now, even here in Ogun State, you get to hear it. During the December holiday, we had this annual church Thanksgiving, and one lady came out to give her testimony, and she just lives after Redeem Camp here. Before you get to Interchange Bridge, overhead bridge. She lives just between Redeem Camp gates and the Interchange overhead bridge. And she was giving a testimony of how they came to. In fact, the thing scared me, or scared us rather, because it felt like it was happening next door. So a group of armed men came, and they actually went from door to door, taking all of their valuables, and I think they ended up kidnapping one or two people, if I'm not mistaken. So now this is just by the corner here. This is just close to us. So if you're sitting in Lagos saying, "No, it's happening very far away," no, it's happening closer than you think. Now, this is kidnappings happening in Edo State. What is Edo? What is Ore? What is Shagam? What is here, Ogun State and Lagos? So we're just, at the end of the day, this is Nigeria. It affects everyone. So now, and this morning also talked about some of the things that are happening in Kwara. Some women last week or during that Christmas holiday that came out to protest, and they also met pushback. Now, Edo Varsity University disowned students over protests against incessant kidnapping, which is normal, and coupled with the fact that we all have a right to protest, to peaceful protest, yeah? So, but like Fumi also said in the morning, it seems as if whenever there's a peaceful protest going on, there's always a pushback, maybe from the authorities or from the government or from, security personnel. Now, the management of Ambrose Ali University, AAU, ECOMA, has disowned students who participated in a protest against incessant kidnappings in the area, stating that this involved not just, those involved are not registered students of the institution. Now, the principal head, registrar, head of information, that's Otumba Mike, also came out to say he disclosed this to newsmen, and he said that university management disassociated both the institution and the students from the protest. Now, this is coming, because the student body itself, now they're just saying that it's not like the students are their own students, so they are saying they have nothing to do with the students in the first place. But let's not also forget that the students' union, under the umbrella of the Ambrose Ali University, last week announced plans for a mass peaceful protest over the increasing kidnappings within the university community. Yeah. So now, the student union had actually said they had plans to do this. Now, this set of people who have come out, who are claiming that, oh, they are part of students, they are part of the university, who came out to actually protest. The university now is not saying that, nope, these people are not part of us, we don't know them, so it almost, to me, it sounds like the university wants to wash its hands over anything that has to do
with a protest.
And then it's almost as if, come on, our hand no deal. Tomorrow, if government can't define who do X, Y, Z, who do this, come out us from this WhatsApp group, we know just they at all. But then again, will people sit back, relax while they are old? Because they said they were going to do this protest in the first place because one of them was actually abducted. All right, because in the report, it said decision followed the recent abduction of one Akagbe Favor and unnamed student union leader of the institution. All right, after they abducted these two people from there, and with every other thing that's been going on in the community, the students say, okay, they were coming out to protest. Now, it's this set of people have come out to protest, and this university is saying, our hand no day. And they are protesting because of the things that are happening. So, first of all, are we not even supposed to have a united front? Because the registrar that is talking, if they kidnap him begin tomorrow, what's going to happen? All the remaining authorities that are around there, what if they kidnap their own? Now, these are students who have been kidnapped, and the rest of them are saying, no, we've had enough. And because at the end of the day, after these kidnappings that have happened in that same community around them, no government official is doing anything about it. Their local governments people are not doing anything about it. The school authorities are not doing anything, let alone the government themselves. They're not doing anything about it. So the students don't make people come out, make we go find what we will do for ourselves. Let us put this matter out there. And then the university is coming to say, come out us, we know they just leave us out of this on our WhatsApp group. If I want to and they went ahead to say, oh, these people are not registered students with us, they have no affiliation with the university, this is to protect the peace of the university, this is to this, and they're even appealing to their staff, students, visitors, people who are outside the campus, that they should be very careful and they should try to maintain peace and stability on campus and kiniko. So my own question is now, God forbid though, but if these kidnappings now enter the school, really, because it has already entered, so if they kidnap like 5 or 6 students from that university, or a good number of them from the university, God forbid this happens, what would the university be saying at that point? Now, if this protest actually draws the attention of the government, and they are able to come in, put in more security, try to see how they can stop the kidnappings, try to find those who have been kidnapped, and it actually brings up a good result. Will the same said university be saying the same thing that they're saying now? That they're saying, would they not say, these are our students who have done? I'm just thinking a lot of thoughts on this. But then, Fumi, let's start with you. How did this come to you? And what's your thoughts on this owning of students who have protested? They're saying they're not part of them at all.
I mean, you already know how I feel about like when protests come up and these things that are being said. I think it's just really sad that students are protesting the same way the women in Kwara State were protesting that look, we're being kidnapped, our husbands, our children, we ourselves were being kidnapped, we're being abducted, and nothing is happening. Some of them are still in captivity, and nothing has been done. It's the same situation here. Here with the Kwara women, they beat them, right? This time around is that they are the university is distancing itself from them, which it begs the question, where is our humanity? Like, where is our humanity in the case of those women, in the case of these students? Because back in the day, I remember that whenever there was going to be maybe a protest, it was always university students. Protests typically would start from universities before it now comes out. But the fact that, first of all, our voice has been taken from us because people are seeing what happens when you protest. And then the ones that now dare to, they are being disowned. I don't know. God will help us in this country. I'm looking for the silver lining. I cannot find it. That's just how I feel. Yeah.
It's just one kind though, saying all of this is happening because nobody wants to see all of this quietly. And the annoying thing or the fearful thing is when we have this lot of pushbacks and the people decide that, okay, you're pushing us back. I'm gonna come, let us now push you back. Do you get? If people then decide to come together and say, okay, then let us push it back, what we'll have, God forbid, though, will be worse than what happened in MSAS. And that's what, I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying, let me not say I am, but that's what I'm praying that I shouldn't get to, honestly. Anyway, Miriam, let's get your thoughts on this.
Okay. So when I saw the news story this morning, I was so confused by the wording, disown students over protests.
Exactly.
And then I checked it out and I saw that, they were basically distancing themselves and saying that, oh, they're not our students, yada, yada, yada. And that was so surprising to me. Like, what could be so big that they would do that, right? And I was trying to figure out why they would possibly do that, right? And all that came to my mind is it a fear of retaliation? Are they afraid that by news outfits covering the students, would they come to the school and say, oh, you people are talking about us and you guys are protesting? I was trying to imagine, like, why would the school take that position instead of supporting their students and stuff? And I was like, okay, could it be that it did not go through the right channel? Was the school not aware? And is it like they're just trying to slide them by saying, oh, you're not our students, since we don't know about this protest, you cannot take our name. But then at the same time, Nigerian universities like protecting their images. Like, that's something that I know very well, because you have to sign an indemnity form in some institutions. I don't know about if it's every institution. You have to sign an indemnity form. Some institutions don't even allow student unions. So seeing that they have a student union is even encouraging in a way. But now that one of their own has been a victim of this kidnapping, of course they're going to want to do something about it. And if the institution, the university, is not showing signs of doing anything, the students want to take action because they know that protest is a very quick way to get the government's attention. And the media will help them. The media will help them sell their attention to the government. So maybe there will be security operatives on ground and things will possibly change. So that's definitely why the students took that route. But of course, the university is hiding. The university is hiding behind they're not our students, yada, 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 and just trying to, I don't know, protect their image, because that's like the only thing I can see in this, because their university has already been touched. So it's not really about retaliation at this point. It's protecting the image, which does not make sense, because you're supposed to care more about your students
than your image.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
I agree with you, because that's really the case of it. When things happen, you see everybody distancing. Oh no, it was not us. Oh, it was them. And that's why I said, like, where is the humanity? Because I cannot imagine that people are protesting against something as serious, something as life changing, life threatening as lives at stake, and you're particular about your image.
Right.
It's just a lot because when we look at the security, effect on this, that means as much as you're coming out to want to protect your image, you can't still rule out the fact that kidnappings are happening. You can't still rule out the fact
Right.
from the reports here was saying that two members of your university were kidnapped. Yeah. So what did you do about it? What are you doing about it? What are you putting in place to make sure that this does not happen again? In fact, the peace and the and all what you're trying to protect, where will it come from if these kidnappings continue? What kind of peace are you trying to keep together while kidnappings are going on? So then, what happens if this continues? Would you come out and still want to keep protecting your image? Because at the end of the day, what you still get, all you still hear is, oh, I want to go to Edo State University. I want to go to ECOMA to do my 4 years or 5 years. And somebody somewhere will say, no, they kidnap people for there, no go there.
Mm-hmm.
Which image are we talking about?
Self-preservation. That's what they are doing.
Exactly. A couple of days ago, I think I saw, I can't remember where I saw that thing, but somebody wanted to go to the north to do, or rather, I don't know if it's a he or she, but they said they got admission into a university in the north. And another person now said, don't go there. Oh. That's where they're kidnapping people. And somebody else replied and said, no, don't spread that kind of false information. Where the kidnappings are even happening, or when it even happens, is quite far away from where the university is. And there are people who are living there, and there are people who are thriving in those places. So it's just the bad news that you get to hear a lot of what's going on in those places. So don't discourage people who actually want to go there, who have gained admission to those places, to go there and want to read. But looking at it critically, you can't rule out the fact that these things are happening. So therefore, it will definitely give a bad name out there. You have a lot of people now who will tell you now, no, they cannot go to the north to serve, they cannot go to the north to do any sort of schooling and all of that. But then again, even if you say you want to stay around this side, then you might just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. But what's the government doing to stop all of this bad name flying all around? If not that Trump came and shook us a little bit, would we be seeing all the would we be seeing all the efforts? Although they were doing it, but it's not as how it's been publicized right now because of the plenty issues that we're facing. Anyway, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, 26 minutes after 9. I'm right here on the program Highlands. Please do well to dial the number 07000 917 You can also go ahead and dial the number 09155 Let us get to hear your thoughts as regards all of this morning on the Edo University student disowning students over protest against incessant kidnappings. What's your thoughts on this? Was it right for the university to have, just washed off their hands like pilots did of this case and just say, you know what, consign us, so they are not part of us. So meanwhile, there's also a report that the student union said they were going out to protest against the kidnappings that were going around or happening around their community, that even two of them from the school were actually kidnapped. So let's get to hear your thoughts on this. Do we have an obligation to come together to do all of this? And why do we always have pushbacks or setbacks when it comes to peaceful protest? I mean, it's just a peaceful protest. What could have gone wrong? Although we know that at some point you would have the bad ones who would always want to come and hijack this and turn it to something else. But then again, that should not. Instead, why don't we try to mitigate that from happening? Why don't we try to stop that from happening and to, totally try to stop all of the protests? And tomorrow, the same government officials or security officials will come and say, no, it's your right to protest, your right to protest. But when you come out to do so, you will not come and meet another thing that is looking at you. So a lot of things there. So let's get to hear from you this morning. 07000 or 08 09155 Do want to send us WhatsApp messages to 0703 or 08155 Our toll free number is 0800 1235 917. All right, let's get to hear your thoughts as regarded this morning, the kidnappings, the protests, and it's almost as if anytime we have some of these protests coming up, it's getting like they enter one ear, they come off another ear. They stay inside the head of the people where we want to make they hear them. It's almost as if nobody want to hear them or nobody wants to do anything about it. Well, hey, we just hope that Nigeria gets better. All right,
Yeah.
Nigeria gets better. Okay, so let's head on to another issue here. Now, this has to do with us as women and sometimes how we get to relate to others, even as a religious body. Now, getting pregnant outside wedlock is not going to start, it's not starting in this generation. Neither did it start in our parent generation, it has been there. And getting pregnant outside wedlock is not going to stop in this generation. Neither is it going to stop in the next one. It's something that will continuously happen as long as we remain stubborn or we don't want to do the right thing or, um, remain I don't even know the English we use there, but hey. So this particular one says a church member got pregnant out of wedlock. She was suspended. Baby is born. You refuse to do the naming and said church members should not go there too. Can you see what will gotten that will gotten a hold of this grace and mercy thing? Now I want to look at it all round, Seth, not just in the aspects of a woman, because sometimes there are some churches you go to and ladies that get pregnant, and sometimes they just leave the man out of it all. It's the woman that faces it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miriam, you get to tell us maybe if this is happening in, in Islam, but in the Christian body, there are some churches you go to, apart from maybe, let's say, the 21st century churches that you get to have, some of these denominational churches, the churches of old. If a lady gets pregnant out of wedlock, she's almost like ostracized. I don't know if that's the right word to use. It's like she's being pushed out totally. To an extent, nobody talks to her. Nobody says anything. So the suspension means that, oh, you are going to sit in a particular chair, nobody's going to talk to you, and all of that, blah, 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 just as a way of saying, we know what you've done is wrong. So this is the punishment for what you've done. So now that is, quite understood because every action has its consequence, yeah. So, but after all of that, maybe they do for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two. So after all of that, and then they bring you back into the fold. After all of that, when the baby is born, why do you then refuse to do all of the things that should be done to the child? And sometimes the same people, when the child is grown, will start saying, we remember when your mama do this one. We remember when your mama, see the child where they born that time where mama did backseat. See the child where they born where that time where they suspect. Why? Why do we not extend? Because at the end of the day, our father who brought us to this world is a loving father. I mean, and he gives us grace. If for every day that you get to sin, you get punished, or plenty people don't die. Is that not? A lot of us would have died. But well, hey, we keep going. We keep going because we know that forgiveness is part of our Lord's sovereignty. Forgiveness is part of what He does. But why do we as humans find it hard to do this? Especially because sometimes we got the whole holier than that attitude. Why do we then find it hard to do all of this? So, Miriam, I will start with you on this one, and then maybe give us a perspective if this happens in the Islamic world, or it is just us that get to do this, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. You could get pregnant out of wedlock. A lot of things can happen.
Right.
Sometimes it could be as unfortunate as a rape case. It could be that, out of heartbreak. It could be out of sexual, or rather, let me say, youthful exuberance. You just want to explore everything sexually as you're growing. Sometimes it comes with that, and that's where self-discipline comes in. But what is obtainable there in cases like this?
Okay. So I want to first state that people are people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So Muslims or Christians or how someone would react as a Christian, how someone would react as a Muslim can kind of be similar. That's the truth. Because, but then, like in Islam, as the religion itself, right, it frowns on it, but it does not support stigmatization. It
Mm.
does not.
Right.
It does not support isolating people at all, especially when it hammers on kindness to women and then a pregnant woman for that matter. So in Islam, what is expected is, a community that comes together. Granted, this has happened. How can we move forward? Do you get? But where the problem comes in is with humans because I don't know. I'm sure there are some communities, right? There's some communities that are tight knit when it comes to like religion and culture mixing together.
Mm-hmm.
Say like Pakistanis, Indians that are Muslims, you get. So like you tend to see them living in the same environment and things of that nature.
Mm.
So in a situation where you have a culture, religious type of needs, right? People tend to know each other and they're all up in each other's business. Here in Nigeria, let me speak for our side, Southwest, right? We don't exactly have that close knit, close knit, close knit. We
Mm-hmm.
have Christians and Muslims living together. We have traditionalists living together. So it's like
Mm.
a blended type of community. So your neighbor, or should I say the person you see at the mosque, might not necessarily be your neighbor or be in your environment. So they don't always know your business, right? If you go for Islamic gatherings, say a salatu, that sort of thing, then they might sort of know you more. But if you're just going for Jumat, say for example, because as women, we're not even like really, really, it's not really enforced on us to go to the mosque except pray for like Jumat. You don't have to
Mm.
go to every day to pray. So in that sort of situation, nobody really knows you like that, except you are disclosing things to them.
To them.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really experience that sort of church art. Do you get?
Mm.
You will not experience that. And worst come to worst is your life. People will talk, right? People will talk. But nobody is outrightly telling you, I don't think the imam has your time to come and say, you go and sit down at the back. You cannot do that.
Wow.
You
It's
cannot do
very
that. So
the Imam has
Yeah.
your time.
yeah, I don't think he has your time like that. Maybe one busybody woman that's put it upon herself that she's the leader of the women that can come and say, what would the person even say? Like it's a very weird situation. I don't know. To come and start telling somebody, oh, you are pregnant out of wedlock, you cannot sit with us. It's giving high school bullying. Why? So, anyways, I just want to say that in Islam, right, while
Mm.
it is not accepted, it's a sin to be pregnant out of wedlock if it is not for like reasons such as like sexual abuse or something. Do you get? But like youthful exuberance, like you said, or just not even having children under the umbrella on the institution of marriage is frowned upon. That's called zina. But we're expected as Muslims to respond with grace to people, to
Mm.
support them, and keep it private because you spreading rumors about that person, you spreading gossip is even a sin in itself. And we're very big on not exposing other people's sins because you don't know if they've gone to God to ask God for forgiveness and God has forgiven them, but you're going to carry the sin of being a gossip. So yeah,
Mm.
that's the Islamic side of it.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Mariam, for giving us that perspective. I like how you started it by saying that at the end of the day, humans are humans everywhere. We're all humans everywhere. All right. So
Yes.
before we head on, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Please feel free to dial the numbers 07000 or 09155 let's get to hear from you. Do well to send us WhatsApp messages to 070 317 56537, or you can go ahead and use the number 08155 Our toll free number is 0800 Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning. on the program Her Lens. It's 22 minutes to 10 on the side of the radio. And I have Fumi and Miriam with me this morning on the program. And we're just looking at, different issues and how it gets to affect us as, women, and all of what society can actually just put on us. So yeah, like Miriam said, humans are humans everywhere. We might have all of this, rules, regulations from religion, from society, from tradition, and all of that. But does that stop us from being kind to others? Does that stop us from wanting to extend that, grace? Or sake of say, happen to you, mean say, they do bad thing. So that's it. When we're growing up, there was a lot of, even up to now, there's just a lot of talk as regards to, but now I think it's more quiet because a lot of us are now saying, it doesn't mind now, it no matter, it don't matter. Now human being should born, nobody say she go. It's not better you hear that, oh, somebody, was
Had the
got
baby.
pregnant and is able to give birth to the baby than to hear that, oh, she went to terminate the pregnancy and something happened
Yes.
to her in the process, just out of fear, not termination of pregnancy because it's medically advised or something, but out of fear of what society will say, out of fear of what parents would do or religion will place you, because of that, a lot of young girls have made mistakes or have done things to themselves that they cannot come back from. And then you hear them blaming religion, you hear them blaming society, you hear them blaming family, immediate family members who are supposed to be there for them. All right, Fumi, so let's come to you as regards this matter this morning. For a lot of us who grew up around the church environment, we saw how when we're growing up, we saw how some young ladies were being treated. And sometimes the man is just off it all. You're not going to even hear say this one happened to him, although he might actually, if he's in the same environment as you, or maybe attend the same church
Sorry to
as you.
interrupt you, Rose. I think we have a call.
We have a call. All right, let's see. Hello, good morning.
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay, so I mean, a lot of things happen. You get sometimes if the man is maybe in the same church or has, is the same maybe denomination with you, yeah, probably the same kind of
We
consequence
have a
or.
call again. Sorry to interrupt you again.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that is the woman radio,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, I just want to make one or two comments about the protest of the Edo State students.
Okay.
Now,
Please.
I remember when I was growing up in the late 79, I was in secondary school. My number, I was in the university, actually in life. There was what they call a Limos School protest. This issue raised concern, and the world bodies like the UN, UNESCO, everybody focused on Nigeria. And Nigeria was under the military rule then. I remembered. And maybe one or two calls were made to the government, and some students were killed, some soldiers were sent there, riots everywhere. Now, what I want to bring out, Edo State, headed by Governor Okpebholo, he has visited our university about a month ago and promised them to increase the allocation when they were saying they are going to protest, and from 60 to what's about 500 million. They all agreed. Now it's gone political. The conscience of the university authorities are dead. Pressure groups that were existing then, when they make noise, nobody listening to them. Even the world bodies, they don't listen to Nigeria again. Everybody, Nigeria is going to go like a jungle justice, sorry to say. Now, the UN bodies, they do not take action against any government in Africa when they are even killing themselves. It's only this small shakara that you see that Donald Trump did that they are beginning to sit up. Now, what's the way forward? The university authorities don't care. They want to make money. Instead of them to start setting up anti-cultism organization in the schools called the organizations like courtesan organization, many organizations that are registered security agencies. They should come and give lectures to their students. It's not necessary that you have to have a PhD before you give lectures. To invite their directors to come to school and give lectures to all these students. When I was in school, that's what they call JNS. And they invite professors from other schools to give lectures to students about their rights. But you know why Nigerians can't talk now? From primary to secondary school, we are not taught our rights. They're just being taught about government. Nigerians think once you are in power, you are the one that owns the money. It's your right. You can oppress them. Our curriculum has a force right from the beginning. You see, when women talk, they won't listen. Please keep talking. One day they will listen to you. Thank you. My name is
All right, thank you very much. Please, what's your name? I'm not sure I got your name earlier. Oh, all right. I think the caller's gone off, but I'm not sure I heard his name when he's at the call. But thank you very much for calling and for putting this all out there. A lot of things have changed, though. A lot of organizations, that were on fire back then have now gone silent, and even some of the leaders that we have now, they were part of some form of protest or the other while they were in school or after they finished school. I can't remember where I was, but the leader of the congregation was saying how he joined in one protest or the other. In fact, his voice was like the loudest, and all of that. And now, they will sit down and say, no, pursue peace. So if we should not do this, I'm like, I'm really like, okay. So yeah, for me,
our president who used to be a protest professional.
Exactly. I mean, look at people like Oshomole. Didn't they start since which year? Where they were protesting up and down.
Right.
Before you got into being a labor leader and all of that. Come on now. All right, let's hear from you, Fumi, as regards the current issue on ground.
Okay. I actually do agree with some of the things that Miriam said. I didn't know that it was a sin for someone to get pregnant in Islam. I thought that it was okay, So I'm glad that I heard this for the first time. I just thought, because you see
pregnant out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock, yes, out of wedlock. I'm sorry,
exactly.
Because you'd see women who are heavily pregnant, maybe when you go for nikah or something. So I just thought, that's a normal thing. Maybe it's a tenant, one of their tenants, that it's okay if you get married, if you're pregnant already before you now do the nikah. So I didn't know that. For me, I feel very, very passionate about this because I've been. In fact, I think I talk about this quite a lot, but I've not done it in a long time. My first experience with someone getting pregnant out of wedlock was when I was maybe a teenager, maybe between 11 and 15 at my dad's church, and then they left church by themselves. I don't know if it was a case of they told them to leave church. The guy was our choir master, so they got married. So typically, and they were both workers in church, so you would think that they would both get married in church or maybe get married at her dad's church, but they didn't. And then we found out that she was pregnant, so they got married. I think it was just traditional. So that was my first thing. And as a young person, impressionable person, you typically take in the things that you're taught. You're not meant to get pregnant outside of wedlock. So you will see me look down at somebody like, how dare you? In fact, when we then relocated at some point, I see young girls pregnant. I'm like, why will you be pregnant? Why are you a single mother? That kind of thing. Until my first experience, which was someone in my church, we were all friends, and she had gotten pregnant. And what my pastor did at that time was horrible. Unfortunately, none of us, she got pregnant and he ostracized her in terms of he didn't allow any of us to, so we were banned from talking to her. And then he would take all of us out individually and say, you're not allowed to talk to this person. You're not allowed to hang out with that person. I knew it was wrong because at this time, I was already more mature. I think I was maybe 20, 21, no, 19, 20, 21, one of those three ages. But I knew that what he said was wrong. It's just that, back then, Nigerian kids is what they say you should do that you do. but I knew it was wrong. And we saw the aftermath because eventually she left church. I don't even know what she does right now. Like, I've seen some things that she does. I think now she's okay. But I see something that she does, and I'm just like, I know for sure it was because of this that happened. Like, we would be going for youth hangout, and she was sitting at the back of the bus. She wasn't like she was not allowed to interact with anybody. So that was my first maybe introduction to being maybe an activist. So when it comes to female stuff, because the next experience I had was when I got back to Nigeria, and it happened to my friends, and I was like, never. I didn't even know these people. But when I heard that, they were already planning to get married, but then she got pregnant. And then the same thing was happening. I did not know them like that. I had just joined my church. It was me that was in front. Like, I took it personal. And I think that this is not the first time. Like, this thing would, like, it would not, it's not the first time I'm going to hear about it. It's never going to be the last time. So we need to start figuring out a better way to cater for people who get pregnant before they get married. Should they have gotten pregnant before they got married? No. But it's the person that they caught. Because there are people that are pregnant and then they took it out. Do you understand? This one, the only reason why you know that they're pregnant is because they decided to keep the pregnancy. So based off of that, there has to be a better way to care for these people, our girls, because I see heavy smoke, heavy punishment for the girls and none for the guys.
Exactly.
Now, boy and girl come together now. Did she impregnate herself? She didn't.
Right.
And I think this cuts across even regardless of what religion you are. When you see a girl who's pregnant, a young girl, there's such heavy disdain and judgment for the person, but you expect that a guy can impregnate a girl. Now it's a show of his virility that is a man. And it gets under my skin. And for people who are in positions of authority, pastors, imams, or whatever, I think that there's a greater responsibility for them to be the ones to care for the person who got pregnant. Not out, like, I'm not saying don't punish them. I don't even know why you should be punished. I don't know.
Why do you even call it punish?
Why are you even calling it punishment? Because the fact that, here's the thing, and this is what I say, as someone who is married and who has gotten pregnant, I know the wahala that pregnancy comes with. Pregnancy is not easy, right? And I know the wahala that comes when you not have the baby. That's punishment enough for someone who didn't plan to get married. I'm serious, because number one, you're doing it by yourself. The guy has run away. So imagine that you, as someone who was already mature to say, I want to have children with my husband, or even like that, there's some things that it's still you that will carry the bulk of the care. That's punishment enough for that girl. Morning sickness.
Hello.
All right, I think we have a call. Let's quickly do things. Yes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ambrose.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. God bless you.
Happy New Year.
Binabo, Happy New Year.
Binabo is not here yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I greet Olori Oko Bam Bam. This is Sonaya. God bless you all in WFM.
Amen.
Your guest. See, you're talking about this pastor Sabi, who are involved in immorality. Am I correct?
Yes, and how we just
Hello?
get to not extend grace. Yes, we're with you. How we react to such.
If you ask me my opinion, you see all these people. I'm not in line with Pastor Chasokafo. In fact, it's a disgrace to the ministry. And it's not, the Bible says not everybody that says, Lord, Lord, we enter into the kingdom of God. But you see, all those people who have messed up with him, all those ladies, shame to them. You know the ones I sympathize with, his daughters that he slept with, those are minors. And I condemn it totally, and I think that he should go to jail for that. What is it that it is now that this thing has happened, that all of them are coming out? Aren't they ashamed of themselves? You are an adult, you consented, you slept with your pastor, and you are coming out. I've said it on this radio station, for your information, if you have not heard. I've been married now for more than 28 years. I've never slept with any woman. And I'm a pastor by the grace of God. So I'm not trying to justify what he has done. But when you are a lady you go and sleep. They start giving all manner of excuses. What is all this? Can't you even, put yourself in chastity? But you see those children, that man will not go scot-free if the government does not jail him. You carry minors who don't know anything, you abuse them, all for the, what nonsense is that? I'm not in support of him, especially those children. He has to pay dearly for it. Let him remember there is law of karma. These are the people who are rubbishing the name of God. And you come and you say you are a pastor and you are seeing vision. What is all this? Very shameful. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ambrose, for calling. We do appreciate your call. Although not in line with what we're talking about, but at the end of the day, it's still, talking about how we get to shame our young girls, especially those who get pregnant outside wedlock, and we just tend to disassociate ourselves with them totally, for this. So this is something that could happen to anybody at any time. So it's not because you are too wise, or it's not because you are too pure to keep yourself, and that's why it's not happening to you. It could just get to happen to anyone at all. All right, Fumi, let's have your wrapping thoughts just in a few seconds. Get your final words on this, and then we'll get from Miriam, so that we'll call it a day here.
I think that we should just lead with love and extend grace to people, because I was going to say God forbid it happens to you, but what if it happens to you? If it was your child, your niece, someone you would expect people to understand and extend grace to them. So I think it's just important to do as you'll be done by. Don't expect a crazy level of grace from people when you don't extend grace. And it starts with little things, caring for people, being kind, being loved. So I think generally, or what I'm trying to say is, let us just be human beings that are kind-hearted. And when we do that, we're able to extend it to other people that we see have been dealt backhand from life. That's basically it.
Sure. All right, thank you, Fumi. Let's quickly hear from you, Miriam. Our time is fast spent already.
Okay, I think it's definitely like Miss Fumi said, grace and kindness. We should extend those things, because nobody made you perfect for God. God did not make you perfect. So why do you think you have the right to judge people? We say we should not judge people. Leave God to be the judge.
Exactly.
So we should just be kind to one another and help if you can. If you cannot help, be quiet. That's just it. It's really not that deep. Just be quiet if you cannot help.
Yeah, and if you don't have anything kind to say,
don't push people away from God. Honestly.
Yeah,
that's important. Yeah.
That's a good
All right.
one.
So just before we go, for me, we don't have leaders when it comes to leading the people politically, because all this lackadaisical show by most of our politicians is never the characteristics of a leader. Truth be told, Nigeria is suffering from bad leadership. Well, not that it's good to get pregnant out of wedlock or get a lady pregnant without following due process. Despite the strict rules by churches, some of these church leaders secretly sleep with their church members. It's not half of the members, if not half of the members, but the fact still remains: Christian marriage hold the high divorce rate in the world. Agree or disagree? Please, both analysts both gender can face sanctions. So sanction is not only applicable to the female gender. This is coming from here for the Sage from Ijiro. Of course, it goes, but when we want to look and where, not be woman go still face her. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of our lens today. Do want to have a great day ahead, and to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen and to who called this morning, we say a very big thank you. Do want to stay with us right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and I have Fumi and Miriam with me this morning. All right, do want to have a great day and stay with us right here. Good morning.